The Archies is Zoya Akhtar light, meaning that it's a less rich and less satisfying rendition of the themes that Zoya and her creative partner Reema Kagti have built their impressive careers on. Themes such as coming of age, class and culture wars, the importance of inclusion, the importance of ambition, the importance of telling our own stories, how art can change the world, and always the glory of rebellion. You remember that superb scene from Zoya's last feature film Gully Boy, in which Murad the rapper tells his father, who's a driver living in Dharavi, that he will not downsize his destiny because of his circumstances. Instead, he will alter his reality to match his dreams. Zoya's signature is this rousing, spirited storytelling told through frames dense with information. This is a superpower. To catch a glimpse of her ability to condense so much into so little, revisit the opening credit sequence of her first film, Luck by Chance. In a few minutes, she captures the magic and melancholy of the movie business. In The Archies, however, Zoya's formidable creative DNA is circumscribed by the demands of a comic book. The Archies is a live-action musical adaptation of the iconic American comic book series. It's the first feature film to be made from this material. Zoya and her co-screenplay writers Reema and Aisha Devitra Dillon Indianized it by transplanting the beloved characters to the Anglo-Indian community in 1964. The story is set in a hill station called Riverdale. The inspiration is places like Lansdowne or McCluskey Ganj, which you might recall from Konkona Sen Sharma's A Death in the Ganj. These are towns which had a sizable Anglo-Indian community. But since Riverdale is a fictional small town from a comic book, production designer Suzanne Kaplan-Merwanji, costume designer Purna Marita Singh and hairstylist Avan Contractor, who also plays a minor character, are at liberty to create a fanciful, decorative world. The aesthetic is storybook and it might remind you of the unique, detailed worlds of Wes Anderson. Riverdale is always sunny and quaint. With its pastel-colored homes, lush gardens and trimmed hedges, it's like a fairy tale town. There is no room here for ugliness, metaphorical or literal. The most pressing issues get resolved without leaving permanent scars. The world of this film is like an oversized confectionery. This simplicity and superficiality weighs down the narrative, especially in the first hour, which is devoted to setting up the characters and their circumstances. Archie is the local town flirt. In Hindi, he would be described as Dil Phek, but he's not a cad. In a scene which made me smile, Archie looks at both Betty and Veronica and says to his friend Jughead that he wished he had two hearts. And Jughead replies, "I wish you had one brain." The dialogue is by Farhan Akhtar. It helps that Agastya Nanda, who plays Archie, has ease in front of the camera and oodles of charm. There is an innocence about his confusions that takes the edge off of him dating two girls who also happen to be best friends. Zoya taps into that same youthful guilelessness in the other lead actors as well. Suhana Khan has a ball playing Veronica, the poor little rich girl. She finds the warmth and wit in a character who could be easy to dislike. Ronnie is so privileged and so detached from reality that when Betty tells her that many of them have got part-time jobs, she says, "Why?" But Veronica has generosity and sweetness. Khushi Kapoor also brings generosity to Betty, the quintessential girl next door. There's this lovely scene between the two girls in which we get a sense of their bond, which is way more significant than any boy. Both actors do very well in it. There's also a tender, moving scene between Dilton, played by Yuvraj Menda, and Reggie, played by Vedang Raina. What could have been a heartbreaking and awkward conversation becomes a declaration of genuine friendship and support. This is the best written and best staged scene in the film. Yuvraj and Vedang are very good. I wish the film had more of this. Mihir Ahuja as Jughead and Dot as Ethel also skillfully summon that lovely, bumbling enthusiasm of being young. Zoya's triumph is these 7 actors, almost all debutantes, who coalesce seamlessly into one unit. They bring alive that silliness and courage and vulnerability of youth. But it's only in the second hour that their stories start to pop, because authentic emotion breaks through that carefully constructed artifice. The Archies is also a story about the dangers of development and saving the environment. The film asks what constitutes identity and the meaning of home. At one point, Archie's father plaintively says, "Hum minority hain, but this is our mulk." These adults aren't written though with enough depth, which hobbles the storytelling. Ali Khan plays Veronica's avaricious dad, and Vinay Pathak is the Weasley town councillor who's willing to sacrifice Riverdale to get ahead. But they remain paper thin. Another character in the film is the music. 16 songs supervised by Ankur Tiwari, who also supervised the music in Gully Boy. The composers are Shankar Ehsaan Loy, Ankur, The Islanders, and Dot. The Archies is a Hollywood-style musical with songs threaded through the story, which can become exhausting. The best are the foot-tapping Suno and Wawa Voom. A shout out to the directors of choreography, Ganesh Hegde and Bosco Caesar, who've done a fantastic job. The fluid camera work by Nikos Andrisakis also enhances the youthful spirit of the film. Hindi cinema has already used this Archies template in films like Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, Jo Jeeta Wohi Sikandar, and Cocktail. Zoya tries to inject more gravitas into the frothy mixture of youth, love triangles, and idealism. The Archies includes a song which insists that everything is politics. The attempt is admirable, but it doesn't entirely land. In one scene, Dilton quotes Jean-Luc Godard's famous line about cinema being truth 24 times per second. He explains, "तुम देखते कैसे हो ये important नहीं, तुम feel क्या करते हो ये important है." I wanted to feel much more. But this film has given us so many exciting new actors, and I'm eager to see what they do next. You can watch The Archies on Netflix.